guys ready?
Next to him, Jimmy Phelps in the number 98H. Row number 2, we find in the number 7X, that is Steve Payne. Next to him, slated to go, Boyd McTavish in the number 37. The 07, that is Tim Kerr, Travis Braun in the 76, Fred Carlton's 96, Todd Gordon and Shane Pierce. 8 laps the distance, 5 cars qualify, top 3 redraw, and the Dr. Danny Johnson changing cars, and he's going to have a long ways to go.
Brett the Jet and Phelps will bring him off of turn 4 for the first time. It'll be Hearn leading Phelps the line. These two guys battled in the 358 series race earlier this year as they race it right down to the wire.
Working it down into turn number 3, Brett Hearn with the advantage. Jimmy Phelps right there. Steve Payne watches from 3rd. That's the final draw position, while the number 37S of Boyd McTavish holds on to 4th. 5th spot on the grid right now, Travis Braun, but he's got Tim Kerr going to the top shelf, looking to get around him.
Danny Johnson trying to get by Fast Freddie Carlton. He's racing with some dangerous company back there with Gordon and Carlton up front, though. It is Hearn and Phelps going toe-to-toe for the top spot. Phelps trying to work to the inside of Hearn now as they work it off at 2, but Hearn maintaining the lead.
Hearn with the advantage by a half car length. Jimmy Phelps tiptoes, throws the slide job. Jimmy Phelps, your race leader, as Brett Hearn right there, a little bumper humping off of corner number 4. Couldn't keep the pace as Phelps opens up 2 car length advantage.
Rolls are reversed up front. Now it is Phelps and Hearn. Now Payne 3rd, McTavish 4th, and Braun in 5th. They work it off of 4. Phelps starting to open things up. Danny Johnson, meanwhile, trying to pick off another spot. He's underneath Kerr here off of 4.
Danny Johnson on the move. He needs to get to position number 5 to get into the dance. Top 5 qualify, 3 to the redraw. 2 to go this time by for Jimmy Phelps, Brett Hearn, Steve Payne, Boyd McTavish, and Travis Braun in the final transfer spot. But here comes the doctor, Danny Johnson, wound up tight off of corner number 2.
He's trying to close the gap between himself and Travis Braun for that bubble spot as the white flag is out. Final time around for Phelps. Johnson trying to close up, brings it high off of 4, but Braun right on the bottom back in 1.
Let's see if the doctor can make anything happen off of corner number 2, running out of time in real estate. Jimmy Phelps is going to take the win. Brett Hearn will punch his ticket in 2nd. Steve Payne is 3rd. Battle for 4th will be McTavish, and 5th will be the Braun number 76. So Danny Johnson came from a long ways, unfortunately comes up a bit short.
And also Jimmy Phelps going to take home $100 as Hoosier Tire Canada putting up a $100 bonus for each of our modified heat winners tonight.
Jimmy Phelps wins it, Brett Hearn 2nd, Steve Payne 3rd. Those 3 drivers go to the redraw.
Modern Corporation 71S, Billy Dunn in the Costco haulage, Brian's Tire Repair 17, Ricky Rickner in the original Pizza Logs 26, and the Blue Moon Potatoes 8S of Justin Sharp. They wind it up off of turn 4. Green flag is flying from Doug Leonard.
And the Rocket Ryan Phelps will propel the Big Red towing number 99 up to the top of the heap, and here comes Dale Plank, the Twin Leaf Enterprises 77X, shuts the door on Pete McNell on that Lucas Oil number 42 machine. First time around, the Rocket leads them.
Almost 4 wide for the bubble spot as they worked it off of 4. Slider, Rickner, Jones, and Storms were just about 4 wide down the front stretch. It's now down to 2 as Rickner trying to power underneath Slider to take away that 5th and final transfer spot.
Working it up off of corner number 4, Mike Storms to the inside of the number 71S machine of Sean Slider. Couldn't make it work. Meanwhile, Ryan Phelps enjoying the view that he has. Clear traffic, no traffic, clear racetrack in front of him as Dale Plank gives chase off of 4.
Ryan enjoying the Southern Ontario sunset as he heads off into 1 and 2 with Plank and Bicknell on his heels. Bleach and Rickner round out your transfer cars, a couple of the regulars, but Storms on the outside looking in, trying to change things up.
Working it off of corner number 3, Rickner closing in on the number 108 machine of Bill Bleach. He holds on to the 4th and final, the 4th position. 5 cars to qualify. Mike Storms in the 4-star machine holding on to position number 6, 1 spot out.
Leaders back off of 4. It is Phelps, Plank, and Bicknell. Now the battle on for the transfer spots continues. Storms has worked underneath Rickner now as they get back into 1. Storms hugging the inside hub rail. Rickner relegated to the outside, and Storms powers his way into the 5th spot off of 2.
He is now into a transfer position. The question is, can he hold on to it as we have 2 laps remaining? Ryan Phelps looking stout. Captain Obvious Power Plant strapped between the pipes of that Bicknell chassis as he works it down into corner number 3 and 4.
White flag coming out this time by for Phelps, Plank, and Bicknell. They've been playing follow the leader here just about since the drop of the green flag, and they may stay that way for one more circuit. Schleider and Rickner putting the wraps on each other, but they're both on the outside looking in as their leaders into turn 3 one last time.
Final time, the Rocket Ryan Phelps, the winner at Merrittville Speedway on Friday night, picks up heat win at number 2. Second will be Dale Plank. Third will be Pete Bicknell. Fourth will go to the number 108 of Bill Bleach, and the 4-star of Michael Storms picks up the 5th position. So Ryan Phelps wins it, Dale Plank second, Pete Bicknell third. Bowman in the 71 and Matt Williamson in row 3, James Friesen in the 52 and Scott Wood in row 4, Rob Pitts and Chris Steele rounding out the field. 8 laps the distance, 5 to qualify. Top 3 go to the redraw, and I'm going to guarantee it's going to be a red card leading off of corner number 2.
I don't know, Matt Shepard trying to stick his nose down on there, but you get the money, Shane. It will be Friesen and Decker 1 and 2 side by side. Nice little showdown here between the best of the locals and the best of the big boys as they're 3 wide off of 4. Deckard steals the lead from Stewie at the line.
The big block ballet tiptoes into turn number 1, and it's going to be Decker on the top side. The LJL Racing Ride takes the advantage down into turn number 3. Superman Shepard in the number 9S now goes to work on Friesen. Hugs the inside rail, couldn't make it work. Decker almost down into the moat as he continues to lead.
Shepard featured on WGR's Fast Track yesterday morning trying to overtake Stuart Friesen for the number 2 spot. Love my radio show. Pat Ward riding in 4th. Bowman right now sitting on the bubble, but he's got the Mighty Mouse. Matt Williamson looking him over, trying to make the big show.
Dave Buchanan featured on the cover of Can't Fancy magazine a month ago, calling that one. Meanwhile, off of corner number 2, it continues to be Billy Decker pulling away. Pat Ward holding on to the 4th spot. Well, we got to give props out to Mike Bowman right now in the 5th position. He's holding on to the final transfer spot.
Shepard has worked his way underneath Friesen now as Stewie was way wide off at turn 4 that time by, and Matt Shepard tiptoes on by the original Pizza Logs number 1 of Friesen and rides in the 2nd position. Now he'll set his sights on race leader Billy Decker.
As they head up into corner number 1, 5R in of this 8-lap heat race number 3, and Super Matt looking to close in on the number 91 of Billy Decker. 3 car lengths is the difference, half a second advantage for Billy Decker off of corner number 4, 2 to go.
Mike Bowman, right now the best of the locals, riding in 5th in the Seaway 71, the man that beat Dave Blaney last year at Humberstone Speedway, sitting in the 5th position. Up front, Shepard trying to close in on your leader as they're looking at the white flag.
White flag will be displayed, and Shepard is closed right in on the Decker number 91 into turn number 1 and 2. He'll power the Extreme Lubricants number 9S to the inside, but Decker a little bit better on the top side. Final time into 3 and 4.
Checkered flag being readied. One more time, Shepard to the bottom, Decker on the outside. They power off of 4. Decker's going to hang on for the win over Shepard. Friesen, Ward, Bowman get the transfer spots. Williamson, Wood, Steele, Pitts, and Friesen.
Ooh, that was a good one. Billy Decker picks up the win for heat race number 3, his 3rd heat race on the season for the series. Matt Shepard second, Stuart Friesen finishes in 3rd. They go to the redraw.
The blue 70 deuce of Tommy Flanagan, and from Queensland, Australia, starting shotgun on the field, Darren Latimer in the Bicknell Racing Products number 83. Green flag in the air for your 4th and final heat race.
And they are off. Rich Scagliotta out of Bound Brook, New Jersey, leads them down into corner number 3. Lightning, Larry White in the Gypsum Express 99L. No surprise to see him go to the top shelf. He likes to run the top side, and that'll catapult him into the lead.
Yeah, he launches into turn 1 in front of Scagliotta. Meanwhile, it's Willix and Sears doing battle for 3rd and 4th, and now Brockman, Braun, Chevalier, and Flanagan. It's a 4-way rumble for the 5th and final transfer spot as Brockman trying to shuffle to the outside of Braun.
The 62S of Tom Sears Jr. holds on to 3rd. Lance Willix is 4th. Gary Tompkins in the 76X holds on to the 5 spot. Behind them, a good battle going on. Flanagan, Chevalier, and
contact! Flanagan and Brockman slammed together off of turn 2. Brockman tried to thread the needle between Chevalier and Flanagan, and both cars came together as they all battle behind Travis Braun for the 5th and final transfer spot.
As they work their way off the corner, Gary Tompkins in the 76X holding on to the 5th and final. And we've got them together on the back straightaway, and Chad Brockman is facing in the wrong direction off of corner number 2. Couldn't you say the word payback? as the front end damage on the number 72 machine of Tommy Flanagan. You can see broken suspension on the right front.
Can I tell you I saw that one, Shane?
Please do, Clinton.
Hey, they were just getting nippy and tucking there for a couple of laps, and you've seen, as Dave said, Brackman tried to thread the needle, and Flanagan took exception. Brackman to come up across the nose, and Flanagan did not give at all.
And Clinton, you were right there and you saw that happen, and obviously you're here on a weekly basis. Big show like this coming to town, these drivers want to get into this race in the worst way.
You know, it's almost what all these guys have talked about all weekend. I mean, I hang out with these guys outside of the track, and a lot of them were here. It's just funny hearing what some of these guys say. For example, Fred Carlton was telling the guys around the fire last night afterwards, saying, you know, we got to rough these guys up. It's our track. Don't let them get in there. Don't get pushed around. He's coaching the young guys. So, but these guys not letting each other push themselves around tonight. So looks like the big guys are safe as long as they fight each other here.
Well, you got to remember who's in each other's corner, right?
First update on the Barron Roofing and Siding Thorold Junior B Blackhawks 50-50. We are already over $1,000. We set a track record in the World of Outlaw late models. We hear race fans. Let's see if we can equal that. It was almost $3,500 for the late model show. Race fans dig down deep. Let's see what we can do tonight.
As we get ready to go back to racing, Larry White leads with Rich Scagliotta second, Tom Sears Jr. third, Lance Willix is fourth, Gary Tompkins is fifth as we get the green on lap number 4, and the mad scramble into turn number 1 continues as Gary Tompkins looking to get one spot closer to the front of the field.
White out in front, Scagliotta back to second, then it is Sears, Willix, and now the battle for fifth resumes down to just a couple of cars with Braun, Chevalier, and Latimer at the tail of the field. As their 4-car battle, they're off of 1 and 2.
Bringing it down the back straightaway, Tom Sears Jr. holds on to third, but Lance Willix Jr. in the SUNY Canton Kangaroos, number 16 machine, trying his darndest to get into the draw. Top 3 go to the draw. Now the number 12 of Chevalier holding on and trying to get on the top side to get around the 76X of Gary Tompkins.
Wheel to wheel as the white flag is out this time by. It will be White taking the white flag. Sears, Willix, and Tompkins and Chevalier battling for the 5th and final transfer spot on this final go-round. Your leaders headed for 3 and 4 one final time. Lightning Larry White going to ride the top side to victory. Scagliotta for second. Here's the rest of the spots, though. Going to the redraw will be Sears. Willix transfers to the feature. Tompkins rounds out the top 5. Chevalier and Latimer round out your finish order.
Larry White picks up the win for heat race number 4. Rich Scagliotta in the 8-car finishes in second.